Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Hey, before we get into this, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. Do not fight this fight alone. I'll put some links in the description to some folks who can help you. All I can do is raise awareness. Now, we know that the number's going down. That is outstanding. I think the official number is like around 20. We use 22 just kind of as our barometer, but we want to go hashtag 22 a day to hashtag 0 a day. That's the goal. Nothing else will suffice. We back the blue over here. We support Leo. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So we got a lot to cover. You got to listen fast. One thing we're going to do, Rusty Knife Lover, I think his birthday was yesterday. Happy late birthday, Rusty. Asked me if I would do a comparison between the Hinderer, I believe this is the XM-18 3.5 Harpoon Mini. I believe that's it, CPM 20 CV. It has titanium. It is it's a frame lock. It has titanium scales on the frame lock. It also has the front side's G10. So you got G10 covering titanium on the front, solid titanium on the back. Some people like that, some people don't. That's not part of the review. I love the blue back here. It has pocket clip. This one's set up for a right hand tip up configuration. Now, I've been trying to work with my lighting. I believe that G10 is black. It is very grippy. And I'll show you this in hand right here. Now, I have large hands, not extra large, but I have bigger hands. Pretty comfortable. I stole this from Big Red EDC. So JB, yes, I stole it from you. From here to here is about 4 inches. So, when you see it in my hand, it fills up my hand. Now, the other thing I like to do with pocket knives when we're reviewing them is one-handed opening. It has a flipper tab here, and it has ambidextrous thumb studs here. So, well, it's a little sticky. Now, let me say this. I've cut nothing with this one. 0. I meant to have a piece of paper by me so I could do a quick sharpness test. I'll grab one in 1 second, like on the in-between. But this is the Hinderer XM-18. Now, this particular knife, the reason I have not done a video on this knife is because at 3,000 subscribers, I'm giving this one away. JR, my guy from North Carolina, sent this to me as a giveaway. This channel is blessed beyond measure. So guys, at 3,000, this Hinderer XM-18 will be given away. Now, the thumb stud, the flipper thing, I don't know what you call it, the flipper thing also doubles as a guard. And you can see there, locks my hand in pretty well. I can make a fist. I still have some coming out the bottom. If I need to break glass, I can choke up just a hair, bang, hit a zombie in the head, whatever you want to do with it. It does have some pretty aggressive jimping on the back, but comfortable in hand. Now, let me say this very quickly. The one knock on the knife, it's great one-handed opening. Now, you see me, I'm pushing up there pretty much with all my might. It is not moving. So, it's a little sticky. That might come loose with time. I might be pushing too much on the frame lock. Let's try it left-handed. Yeah. Here's the deal with frame locks. I've got busted hands. It's not the knife, it's me and my hands. So when I grip something, sometimes I grip way too hard. Now you can see it's very easy. Well, let's do this. You see the lock up. Now, I know there's a lot of guys who do not like liner locks. Totally get it. I understand it. I like frame locks because when I lock it in, it ain't moving. The other side is, with this flipper tab here, I'm locked in. See that? It's not going, even if there was a failure, I've never had a failure with a frame lock. I have with liner locks. But if there's a failure, it ain't going nowhere. Feel me? So, having said that, the only knock I will have, well, that was one knock, and that's more me, so I can't knock it. So, let me reprofile my hand and push again. It's just not coming from that position. So if I go to my flipper tab, bang, it opens well. I'm not a fan of that not being able to open it right-handed. Again, that might be me. Left-handed is not as much a problem. And I have this. Now, one thing up front, you see this little hook? That is for grip, so you can bang like that, and then pop goes the weasel. It is a little get-you-y. It's a little sharpy, okay? But you see, the more we've played with it, the more that it's worked in. So this is the Hinderer XM-18 3.5. I love the knife. It's American made by Rick Hinderer, CPM 20 CV. It does have a lanyard hold here. Now, Rusty asked me if I would do a comparison to the Billy Waugh demo. Now, Billy Waugh demo is M390. It is a frame lock. Same thing, flipper tab here, bang, same thing. Flipper tab works as a guard. This one has a much larger handle, okay? Titanium frame lock. This one has a marlin spike. I've actually used this. Now, some people say, dude, it's not practical. In my day-to-day dicking around, okay, and work, I've actually used this a time or two. This is my all-time favorite knife. So I want to say that going in, there is kind of a fanboy side to me. Understand that. I know this knife isn't for everybody. I understand that. And the history of this knife plays in more to why I like it than anything else, if that makes sense. Billy Waugh, look him up. He's a badass dude. Now, here's the deal. When we compare them, get the marlin spike in. Now, guys, marlin spikes are for knots. It's a multi-tool type thing. The history behind the Billy Waugh is this. Bill Harsey and Robert Young Pelton sat down with Billy Waugh. Billy Waugh is the oldest CIA paramilitary guy in history. I was thinking the other day, I'm 50 years old and damn near need a cane to get up in the morning to go to the bathroom. Billy Waugh was dropping into Afghanistan training troops at 71 years of age. That plays a lot into this knife. Bear that in mind as we go through, because if you're like, well, Scab's clearly favoring the Billy Waugh. Yeah, it's my favorite knife. But for a comparison, there's no G10. The G10 on this, some people like the aesthetic of this, some people do not. Some people want it to be all G10 or all titanium. I will say this for this knife, and I'll show you this. You see, here's the Hinderer gripping it like this. A little bit on the bottom. You can see that. And I'll give you some I'll give you some real specs here in a minute. There's that. That G10 does lock it in. I will say this. This surface here is a bit slick. But again, it's all what you use the knife for. Now, you see the difference in the handle length. Now, let's be a little more technical, and then we'll kind of move on. So this handle on the Billy Waugh demo is 5 inches. Okay? I don't know if y'all will be able to see that, but it's 5 inches. If you can read a tape measure, 5 inches. I love a bigger handle. Like I said, 4 inches from across my palm. It fits well like that. Now, the handle on the Hinderer is 4 3/4, and I mean on the money, 4 3/4. So a 1/4 inch difference on your handle. Okay, blade length, and we're going to do total blade length and then cutting edge and all that. Blade length on this one's 3 1/2. Okay, a lot of states 3 1/2 is fine. That's what it is. Know your state laws. That's big. In Florida, it's 4 1/2. 3 1/2 inch blade. Now, cutting surface, but I will say this too. You have a comfortable finger choil here. If I want to get up on the knife, by doing this, I can still lock that frame lock in. Now look, for fine work, for getting in there, you're getting in, doing some fine work, doing some fine cuts. You know, if we're having to get in there and really work, we can do something like that. All right, cutting edge, 3 1/2 inch blade. Cutting surface is about 3 1/4 inches. Not bad. Not well. That don't make sense, does it? Make sure I'm telling you right. Okay. Let me back up. It looks like it's 3 5/8 inch blade with a 3 1/4 cutting surface. Well, 3 1/4 cutting surface, which would make sense. That would explain that choil and the disparity there. I kind of like that choil. I like the grip. Now I've gripped in. I've got my fingers on the G10. I've gripped in, and it's very, very comfortable. This blade, now remember we got a 5-inch handle. This blade is right at 3 7/8. Now they're going to call it 4 inches, I'm sure. Let's be real. What I'm looking at is 3 7/8, and you got about a 3 3/4 inch cutting surface. We don't have that choil. Also, there's no jimping on the back. On the back of this knife, it does have a hump, so I can put my thumb there, and it does have a sharpening choil. Okay, so those are kind of the comparisons. Those are the differences. I do like this Hinderer in that. I hope this lighting works well. The titanium scales are blue. I'm sure they've been anodized. Here in the next week or so, this one is going to DJ Horn. I'm going to get him to anodize the scales and refurbish the blade and do all that and put his edge on it. Because this one's sharp as shit. I prefer DJ's edge on it. All right. Now, he can anodize the scales, and that's the beauty of titanium. You can get them anodized. You can mod the knife. Overall impressions, I like them both. Between $475 and $500 at Strike HQ, you can make 4 payments, okay? And then your Hinderer, I think DHL carries them. This one's $425, okay? It's about a $50 difference right in there. Both are higher end knives. This is, I would say this, if you're getting a knife for everyday, all day long stuff, we know this one holds up. We've got 2 super hard use tests on it. Okay? 2 super hard tests on it. Cut tires and all that. This one feels like an everyday workhorse of a knife. I'm not going to do, well, I might do a slight review on this one. Okay? If I'm giving a knife away for a giveaway, I want the people to get it in mint and pristine condition. That's the only reason there. But I might do one video. Rusty, if this has helped you, but you're like, Scab, I'd really like to see a review of this one, just let me know, dude. All you got to do is ask. I'll do a hard use review on this one, and I'll send it to DJ, refurb it, and get it ready for the giveaway. Because we're right at 3,000, guys. We're at 2,780. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, do all that stuff, and share this video. I would appreciate it. Now. I'll be right back. Now, here's this. I've cut nothing with this. Just let me see what we got here. Everybody knows I'm the worst paper cutter. This is why I don't shave the hair on the legs, guys, because I'm the terrible paper cutter. I'm not about to run one across my legs or my arm. Really, really pretty sharp. Ow, I just cut myself. I'd say a 7 or 8 on the sharpness, which is sharp. If it's 10, son, it's cutting the air in twain. So, the Hinderer XM-18 compared to the Billy Waugh demo. Rusty, I hope it helps, my brother. Another side-by-side. And thank you again, my guy, for everything you do for this channel. Well, guys, listen. I'm Scab. You're not. Got a bunch of videos coming at you today. Please hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to ask you to bear with me because I do have a couple more videos coming today. So I'd appreciate you watching them or putting them on tap for this week sometime. I love y'all. I really do. God bless y'all. I hope he does. My boy Mikey says it best. He says, Scab, never give up, never surrender, and everything will be okay. And Mikey's true. I'm Scab. You're not. One last look. And I'm gone, son.